brothers, welcome sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socioeconomic issues, any issue trending, any topical issue of the day. And you could introduce your own topic anytime. And sometimes it is necessary for us to ask questions, because the government of Grenada, as part of its policy, states that information is based upon need to know. So we ask questions. One of the questions we asked the government this morning, and perhaps our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, which seems to have more impact, more power, more influence on the government than us. Did the government of Grenada, under the last 2 years, rented any plane? We particularly interested in knowing if the government of Grenada rented plane. We asked this question because the Prime Minister said he would rent plane. And then he claimed, well, he wouldn't rent plane again because plane have to license and they have to have insurance and they have to have permission to move from Barbados to Trinidad, etc. Now we're asking the government of the day, did the government under the last 2 years rented any plane? We also want to know what is the justification for the removal of money from the pay of the e-money. Some people involved in the money program, money was removed from them. We want to know what is the justification for it. We want to know from the Ministry of Agriculture to give us some reasons for the firing of 31 workers from the Granba estate. It's only fair that you advance some reasons, some justification why these workers was fired. You see, people said that these 31 workers was NNP. But some of the workers say they are not NNP. In fact, 19 of them claim that they voted for NDC. So why fire them? And while we are on agriculture, the source of farmers are concerned. They want to know the status of the croton scale insect. Source of farmers are concerned. They believe the croton scale insect is getting out of hand. And they want to know. So you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. Sometimes you have answers. Sometimes you have answers and you could help us. We don't know. And the government is reluctant to give information. And sometimes we're well aware that the government is tampering with the truth. So we ask these questions. I know you might agree with me that these questions are genuine and the government should give some explanation to them. Nothing would stunt speculation and rumors as telling the truth. If you don't answer the questions, then rumors could start to run wild. Did the government, under the last 2 years, rented any plane? I think people want to know. Tell the public if you change your mind and you rent plane again. The Imanis, why you remove some of them pay? Is it basically political mischief, spite? Did you select those who you remove the pay from? What is the justification? So we are interested in finding out these things. And I know some of the people who are close to the policy-making decision in the National Democratic Congress may have answers. And if you have answers, please tell us. Though too much rumors, too much speculation is running wild, it is not in the government interest to have so much speculation and rumors running. The government could avoid it by providing more information for our people. Simple. They ask you questions, answer. You know, we know the government have a serious challenge on their hand when they're dealing with the truth, but we beg you, we ask you, we encourage you to provide information for us. Those information is not hard and it's not difficult. I have advanced the view on many occasions that I'm concerned with the attacks on the health system. If you have a health system and you don't have confidence in it, then you may be bashing it unnecessarily. And I believe the biggest challenge for us in Grenada and in the OECS is lack of confidence in our health system. Lack of confidence, and we need to spend time and effort and energy on improving the management system. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Well, it's a lot of matter of concern. I realize that there are a lot of people in Grenada who don't know what's taking place. This is why I love the program which you conduct and the others, because there are a lot of people who don't understand. First of all, I would like to ask you a question. What is the Prime Minister's real ministerial role? Because what I find, the Prime Minister though seems to me know his role as a representative of the people of Grenada. I believe the Prime Minister moving like he's the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I don't know if you could tell us what is the real portfolio of the Prime Minister, because I find he always moving with the, so that means we have two Foreign Affairs minister in this country. He always riding with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That way I to my observation. So this is a lot of concern in this country. Also, he's speaking about teaching hospital. We need a lot to be done in this hospital because we lose such a good citizen of this area. A young lady that lost her life, she went to the hospital on Friday with a little attack of a heart problem. And I was told that they tell her, go back home and come back. We expect a specialist on Monday. And she got sick on Saturday night and she died on her way Sunday morning. The hospital sent her back and tell her they expect a specialist on Monday to come back. That is serious concern. So we have a lot of things to talk about. I also heard a host said we need money. This is why we have to sign all kind of agreement to get money. Something is not right. I asking Grenadians to open their eyes, open their ears, and listen. We have a bunch of people who don't know what is going on in this country, running the affairs of this country. Take note. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, interesting question. What is the role of the Prime Minister? Difficult to answer that. The Prime Minister is flying more regular than the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Recently, in the declaration that was made, and I have to believe the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good day. Mr. Pierre,
Yes, ma'am.
afternoon. Mr. Pierre, what is the greatest asset to a country? Right? It is not the people, not the people.
People.
People is the greatest asset to our country. And Mr. Pierre, when you look at the health system in our country, and I will say under NDC, the health of our country always taking a nosedive. Always taking a nosedive. And I remember when some office health places are supposed to be constructed in Guam, the money was there under the previous NDC. What did happen? They don't do nothing. They lost the money. Right? Why they didn't do it? Because they want to punish the people of St. John because of Mr. Church. And if you really care about people, no matter what one single person do, but for the betterment of the people of the country, he will go ahead and do what is right. Forget what the man did. But because you might do, he did something you don't like him, so you punish a whole parish for the deed of one person, Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre, the reason why I ask the question, the medication in health center and in hospital, you hardly find, you can't get medication. While people need medication, people doing surgery, and no medication for them to get. But what you find happening, instead of sick and get medication for the hospital, you have ministers, the Minister of Health, sticking up a sign, mark, welcome to St. John Northwest. Welcome to St. John Northwest. And that is at the parity of you as the Minister of Health. Welcome. What you should say, welcome medication to all the different health sector and the hospital. That's what people want to hear. Because when medication price gone up, the more that you pay for pressure tablets, other tablets from other ailment, you cannot get it. It's scarce. And if you have, right, you have to go down in town to get it. Sometimes you're sick, but you have to go to get it. Medication is scarce. Everything is scarce. Right? Mr. Pierre, I want to say again to the greater people. Look at what is going on in the country. And you ask yourself, why are you vote a government for? Is it not to help you life standard better? But what you are still going on, Mr. Pierre, is some people only helping themselves and their friend. Helping themselves and friend. And when all sectors, the agriculture sector is take a nosedive. Tourism take a nosedive. Infrastructure take a nosedive. Because why? Look at what's going on in the road. Road in a state, especially with the bushing cover in the both sides everywhere. Like I know, like when you are getting married, Mr. Pierre, and you have an ash, so like and the people to go to it. That's how you're looking at the road now. Yes, they put out some gangs and things, right? But then we are in November, coming to the end of December. Yeah. How many people that will get afforded on the road? Mr. Pierre, a business closing down again because things hard, money in the flow in the country. And I always say, Mr. Pierre, more people who work in a country is better for the country, more money will be flowing. Right? More money flowing, but why to see this government, they're not thinking about that. Everybody is thinking about it themselves to full them pocket with money and for ignoring the poor class of people. I always say, I will say, Mr. Pierre, the poor people will always be there with us. And our government need to reach out and help them. When the government help these people and they employ them, it also benefits for the country because more money will flow in the country. Yeah. And the government will also be collecting more revenue. So
all right, thank you, caller. In all fairness to the National Democratic Congress, people should expect that they would not have employed much people on the road. Because they bash this program mercilessly. They say you're giving people free money. They say the people lazy. They say it's eat a food people. They say it's handout. Remember the NDC promise to plant our root by the roadside. They promise these things. So I'm not surprised that they did not employ much people by the road. It have nothing to do with money. It's about a policy. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day. Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother, good day, man.
Yeah. A long time I didn't
Yeah, good to hear you, man.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I was waiting for Grand Neck shop to pick some guava and from sugar apple for me, but
Guava and mango and sugar apple?
Sugar apple, I don't.
Maybe they might start that in January.
So, Pierre, you have to get serious. You have to get serious in that. No. You mentioned you're the first man to call him out as a fake. Maybe everybody afraid to say that. You're the first man to call him out as a fake. And the man take it when people let chain him on talking the stupidness and him. Yeah, people to call him and tell him, right now, you don't campaign, that is stupidness right now, stupidness start talking, Let him man know he's stupidness talking. Why you chain him on? Man feels something good he's doing. The man feels something good he's doing, so chain him on concerning this thing and them. Even a youth was kicking on that, I used to say, you ask him, how you go to the drain where you say, youth man, when you go fall up the truck and jump the drain and go and fold it back. Even the youth are kicking on that, a big man, so and people inside they tell them, man, stop the stupidness, man.
Yes, and I blame Persuader for that. Persuader being in agriculture. You should have pulled him up.
Ivan Stein, they say he said that he didn't read the documents. If they say, well, Carrick while around, you have to give up that part for the European Union. You mean just so we just lose that? But I don't know. But I know it's a lie. He could never just he sees something inside there what he like. So he didn't. The rest he don't bother the rest to read the documents because at least he sees something inside there what he like, and he first he go tell him and send out quick. Because there's some business inside there for what he likes. So but people get serious here. This is not taking anything as a joke now, and we haven't been a pop show, and a lot of people. I don't even hear the callers always call you because man, well for a little while, but I always listen. Even though music program now, I'll take it up on YouTube. I'll follow it back, broadcast. I'll follow it back. Yeah. And I never heard the man always call and defend. Go tell the man, well, nah man, that is not valuable, man. If people are chucked to go and pick guava, you know the height of a guava tree and a sugar apple tree. I don't know if you don't know the height of the tree yet, but maybe he don't know. I have to say he don't know the guy. He never see a guava yet. He never see a show. So one show down that tree. The next season you'll be in that. This is when you hurricane show down tree and tree just stays on the house, and you go pick wanted and unwanted crop. But and all these stupid, I don't know, and he enjoying this thing and he's saying that is on the plate, and all them believing that it should, that is on the plate and shooting. That's why you time for people to get serious in green and let them know right now get serious in green. Stop that stupid and just get on with it. Take himself.
Yes, scholar. I mean, we have to face the truth, You can't go shaking down trees like that. Obviously, the gentleman did not have a clue of what he's saying. And the people were complicit. They supported him. They gave him the impression that what he's saying was correct. Because if you shake down the tree with green leg chalk, you're going to lose blossom, leaves, branch, everything going to go. So that was just a pile of stupidness. Unacceptable. And the Prime Minister said he did not read the document. He did not read the document. And I have to take it that he did not read it. The Prime Minister been flying so regular. And he going to parties. Because that is what they go to Dubai. Dubai have expensive hotels and good nightlife. And by the time rain finish falling, the galvanize. You have to get some time to recover. Jet lag, tired, burn out, excited, and he's flying again. The Prime Minister been out of the island every month. Every month, at least every month he out of the island. So I'm not surprised that he did not read the document. I think he authorized the ambassador to sign the document, although he did not read it. I believe the Minister of Foreign Affairs when he said they have to study it because they wouldn't sign anything that would affect the sovereignty and counter to the constitution of the country. He even picked up a little revolutionary fervor. So I thought he was speaking the truth. So the Prime Minister authorized the ambassador behind the Foreign Minister back. And I think these actions are historical. Nobody does that. But this Prime Minister has been breaking history. He lies as if he doesn't feel accountable. No emotion, he just tells lies. And he says anything. And I want to plead with the members of the National Democratic Congress, who is close to the Prime Minister, to nudge him. He's already causing some division and fracture and embarrassment in the OECS. And while on that, I want to say to the St. Lucians, don't take that too hard. We are one OECS people, and in CARICOM, we strive for one market and economy. So don't take it too hard. Remember, the Prime Minister is a neophyte, and he's somewhat hostile to people in the lower income group, and very disrespectful, and is guided by the Prince of Hate. So I want St. Lucia to forgive him for that. But he continued to tell lies. You know, it's sad and it's unfortunate. And we don't know the regularity and the consistency by which the Prime Minister is uttering things that is not true is frightening. Now, government intends to undertake a new hospital, a teaching hospital. And obviously, the information is not provided to the public. I believe what we need in our country now, in the short term and the medium term, is to improve the health system by making certain we have access to medical doctors, dentists, psychologists, and adequate nursing. And if we improve the clinics in the parish, primary health care, then our detection of disease will be earlier and we'll be better able to deal with it. So there is no need for a multi-million-dollar structure and then you don't have money to buy disinfectant. Absolutely no need. You need to spend that money into improve the service that you provided. And I always use St. Patrick's as an example because it is for this not. We should have 24/7 medical doctors in the clinic. 4 or 5 times for the week. You can have dentists, day for children, psychologists available in the hospital, in the St. Patrick's area. By doing that, you're going to provide a better service for people. That is what we need. Not enter in some big projects just for the government of the day to make money. This government seems on a rip-off mission. They seems on a rip-off mission. And it is sad. If you want to improve the health service in Grenada, provide more service in the parishes. So St. Andrews, But you have the Princess Alice Hospital in St. Andrews. So that's why I say start with St. Patrick's and make certain you provide the basic necessary service so we can improve primary health care. If you have doctors in the medical station every day, even vaccination for children will become the norm. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. It seems we lost that caller. Caller, try again. Yes, once you have these doctors every day in the hospital, in the clinic, people is going to use the clinic. People are going to develop their confidence in the system. Yes, caller, welcome. But we lose the caller again, or you're on, but you're not speaking, or we lost you. What? I think people should encourage the parliamentarians, encourage these 9 people to change course, change attitude, encourage the representatives to take into consideration the people's need. And what they need now is not a new hospital. What they need now is to have access to the medical personnel. You should have a doctor 24/7 in the clinic in St. Patrick's. Have a dentist 7 days a week in the clinic. Have a psychologist in the clinic. By so doing, the doctor would interface with the public readily, and they could advise them. You will automatically find more people going to get the vaccines because they can interact with the doctors. People who are mentally challenged, who are mentally challenged. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes,
hello,
caller,
good morning.
welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yes. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate shows like this. I'm a Grenadian, but I'm in the diaspora. So I'm not on the ground. So I just want to caution, I may not know, aware of everything that's going on, right? But I just listened to your show and I just want to make a comment on something you said about the health system. Now, one thing I didn't hear you say, I mean, you make some great points, but health system, you know, who's going to pay for it? You know, yes, you make some great points about the surgery. When I was growing up, we had a surgery in Grand Bras where everybody from the neighborhood could come to, right? But what I want to say is the health system involves a way to pay into the system so you could provide those resources, right? I think we as Grenadians rely too much on the government to provide these resources, right? A health system, somebody has to pay into it. You know, it's not, Grenada don't have the economy where they can just pay for everything. So that's one thing. The most important thing, though, I think, as far as health, goes back to the people, right? Now, when I go in Grenada, there's 500 rum shops, right? And one of the main problems in Grenada is diabetes, right? Nobody's producing sugar, which can be exported from the same sugar cane, but a lot of rum. Nobody's taking care of their health. Nobody, you know. So I think if you're living in a country where resources are already limited, right, then it falls on the individual to do the best that you can to not have to go to the hospital in the first place. So I think a lot of it has to start with the individual and providing education to the people so they can best take care of their health. Now, I'm in Grenada and I'm seeing people throwing oil, just throwing it in the fig stool, just not having any awareness of these things. These things go into your body, and then you got to go to the hospital. So if you take care of these things first, that's first and foremost. You have to take care of the individual first, right? And then we can move forward. Now, when you say healthcare system, and I'm with you, it's not the hospital. The hospital look great. But if you can't have a Band-Aid to put on somebody's sore foot, It does no good. So you got to have a way first, a system which is self-supporting, which could pay for the stuff that we need in the house. And we don't print money in Grenada, so it has to come from the people. I think the government in Grenada, and like I said, I'll go back. I'm not on the ground, so I could be wrong, and I'll apologize for that up front. But they have to find more creative ways to bring in revenue, right? There's a million on one cars. There's easy ways. Even if you charge somebody 50 cents, those are luxury items, right? So if you I'm just giving you one example. That's little ways that you could generate revenue. And I think the governments in Grenada, I don't want to get too much into politics of the prime minister, the NDC, NNP. It really doesn't matter too much for me. I think the strength government is people, right? And the people have to do the best that they can, even the representative in the parishes, hold them accountable, right? And that's how we're going to move on. I think a lot of Grenadians, the government rely on the private sector. The government is only there to give you the access to the resources, right? They're not there to provide necessarily jobs for people all the time. You need private sector, innovative. People have to, like I said, I'm not on the ground, but I think Grenadians, we're a little too relaxed. We need to be a little more hungry. We need to be a little. I think we lost our culture. We're looking too much as what America is doing. Stay local. Stay local. And I think that should be our focus. I thank you for your time. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Scholar, thank you
but
very
I enjoy
much.
your show. Somebody put me onto your show.
Yes. Scholar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Scholar. And I agree with what you say. It's a question of the chicken and the egg. Which one comes first? And that's why we believe that take for instance St. Patrick's here. If you have, yes, Scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Listening to that gentleman, he wants to know where the money would be coming from to fund this system or put in healthcare for the same taxpayers' money that is buying the tickets to fly all over the world. And it's not one person going. It's a contingent of them going. So no any money going out there, that money could have stayed here and get medication for the hospital, the clinics, and whatever. Fund things that is needed. These are the things that is needed. If they stay here, if the Prime Minister put his butt down and look after the affairs of the country, that would not have been happening. Healthcare come first. He campaign on health and health. But yet he still abandoned health. People are dying for lack of medication. We have a health minister who knows nothing about health. Huh? And you're talking about who's going to fund it? The same taxpayers' money, because they're still paying tax, and that is the money they're using to fly all over with all the excuse they're making. That is why things cannot get done here in Grenada. First things first, your people, that is your asset. The people, they who put you there, look after them, and if they're not healthy, they can't vote for you next time because you don't killing them out. So they're getting less. We having less people when time come for voting. You understand? Do what is right first. Encourage him. You people in the diaspora have more access to him than we here. So when he come back in the diaspora, wherever he is, where you are, talk to him about that. Have an audience with him and let him know his people come first. Use the money wisely. Look, they go and sign all kind of documents. Other people, other countries get something. They come back with empty-handed. Nothing they get. Other places get money. But Grenada get nothing. But you sign a document to put Grenada like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes, Colin. Yeah.
And do what is right.
Yes, thank you, Colin. The question is where the money is going to come from. Government has raised the price of sugar, they raised the price on water, they raised the price on electricity, The government is not very conservative in their travels. The government claim that the economy is doing so well that they have a lot of money in reserve. But also, the health of a nation is the strength of a nation. If in St. Patrick's here, we know 24/7 there is a medical doctor in the clinic. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon,
Yes.
sir. Relative to that issue, that is the document that was signed, the agreement that went and signed. The big aspect of it right now is that of the lie that was given to the people on the Wednesday evening. But there's a most significant aspect of this thing, or two most significant aspects. One is that for the document to be adhered to, or to be given teeth, as you might say, the government has to go through Parliament, get a referendum done to change for us to become a part of that agreement in the full sense. And I don't see that happening easily. Even if they go for a referendum, I don't see it succeeding. But let me point out something to people. Before the Prime Minister saw in his cabinet, so that they could even have an official cabinet meeting, before he had a cabinet and Parliament was called to have a parliamentary session, the Prime Minister in an interview said, when he was asked about constitutional reform, he said that this is something that right now doesn't make any sense. As far as he's concerned, unilaterally, without talking to the people of Grenada, he come to the conclusion that there is no need for, because it doesn't make sense, it is too much of an expensive thing to have constitutional reform at this time. Now, having gone signed that agreement, to fulfill the agreement, you have to have constitutional reform. So you see the dilemma he is in now? The dilemma that this man has put Grenada in, and he himself, based on his utterance, has put himself into. So that if he has to fulfill the, if he has,
He didn't
if he
read
has
the
to fulfill the
document.
agreement, well, he could say he don't read it. That doesn't change the fact that what I'm pointing out there. For him to fulfill the document that has been signed by Grenada, he has to now go and get a referendum done and change Grenada constitution to accommodate all the nonsense that is in the agreement. So the man put his foot in his mouth once again. That's the kind of thing that the immaturity of this guy has been showing up, so much. He make utterances, he says things that because he thinks he have it covered, you know what he was going to do, stroke of a pen, illegality of contract, working in the public service and all that kind of thing. He had it so covered before he got into there. Now he's in there when he's supposed to answer the question as to whether Grenada signed the agreement or the document. He deferred to the foreign minister. He sits there when the foreign minister answered the question. They must have known that they're lying. But you see, they are in deep waters right now. I don't know how they're going to get themselves out of it. I don't know how they're going to come to tell people to have a referendum to change our constitution so that that agreement will be fulfilled. Ignoring the culture, like the foreign minister say, ignoring our way of life, and they are there as leaders of a country.
Yeah.
You see the dilemma Grenada is in? I keep saying that Grenada woe be unto us right now. You have touch me, that whole aspect of neophytes. I have to actually read for you what are one of the writers of this world, one of the best writers I've ever read, William Shearer. And that's a lot. I read that book a lot of years ago, and I'm reading it right now still. I mean, another copy again still. And this whole aspect of the immaturity and at the same time, the seat of these people. It is too much for Grenada to bear. I keep saying, woe be unto Grenada, and that these guys and with these guys and them, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Take care, sir.
Yes, well, definitely more and more, the Prime Minister is proving himself to be a fake. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Mr. Pierre, that Ben want to call before. He's so hypocrite.
You
that he don't
caller,
even talk about the documents that the mistake that the Prime Minister made.
Caller, what you need to do is to turn off your radio, giving us a feedback.
Oh, sorry.
Turn it off and call back.
Caller who called before that.
Yes, you give us a call back when you turn off the radio. You see the situation as it is. Yes, caller, welcome. Go ahead, caller. All right, you're off. Yes, we need to have a medical doctor 24/7 in the clinic in St. Patrick's. You need to have a dentist minimum 5 days of the week. You need a psychologist. If people know that they can have access to this service, who knows, you might have less people drinking rum. They may be able to go to doctor on a regular basis, and the doctor may be able to advise them. The psychologist may be able to offer lectures in different areas in the community and encourage people about life changes and healthy lifestyle. Yes, caller, welcome.
Pierre.
Go right ahead.
Good evening. I listen to the callers and them talk about changing the constitution. They don't want to change the constitution.
You're kind of low, caller.
I said they don't want to change no constitution. No
caller, you read the document?
I read the document, but
the Minister of Foreign Affairs talk about the sovereignty and counter the constitution.
Yes.
And you saying they don't have to change nothing?
They don't have to change the constitution.
The Prime Minister said he did not read the document.
You read
the document, caller?
You have a whole idea what it is.
Caller, 460 pages. The Prime Minister said he did not read the document. The Minister of Foreign Affairs was concerned.
He could question the Archbishop at Trinidad.
But we don't care about Archbishop, we just got greater here. The Prime Minister said, caller, the Prime Minister lying.
Oh, you could question. The man say that immorality is a private affair.
The Prime Minister said morality is a private affair?
Yes.
When I tell you the Prime Minister is a fake, you think it's a joke? Morality is a private affair?
Yes.
Caller, my brother, the Prime Minister said he did not read the document. The Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Your idea all this thing. You want to read the document? So, he have ideas all
letting me down now. Partner, you're letting me down now.
With what?
You said the Prime Minister don't want to read the document.
No, you want to read the document, but
you have an idea
all this thing on him. Huh?
You let me down, man.
You have an idea all this thing on him. So what are you talking about?
All right, caller. Thank you. Yes, thank you, caller. The Prime Minister is a lawyer. There are two lawyers on the hierarchy, on the executive of the National Democratic Congress. The Prime Minister and the Attorney General. A document of that magnitude, that since the 16th of July, I understand, 19th or 20th, in the month of July, the draft of this document is available to Grenada. The Prime Minister said he did not read the document? Yes, scholar, welcome.
Shit. Hold on. Hello.
Go right ahead, caller. You have to close down your radio in the
Yes,
back.
yes.
Otherwise, you listen to the
No,
radio.
actually, the control. Yeah, the controller giving a little trouble. I'll try
Let's
to
go.
pass it, but the
Go
controller
ahead.
giving a little trouble. The some of our agreements that which Grenada signed on to, as a leader of a country, telling the nation that is too embarrassing, and for people to be supporting embarrassing thing, we are just supporting blind stuff because it's my party. I will support it regardless of what. Because if it's not my party, I will say all sorts of things against it. You understand? If it was Dr. Mitchell and the NNP that come out and make this blatant
Caller, they would not have done that.
saying one
They would
thing.
not have done that. Oliver
No, but I'm
Joseph
just
would not have done
comparing.
that.
I'm just saying, if it was NNP, what have done that, and must have, while they're saying something different, saying, oh, they wouldn't give up our sovereignty and whatnot, and then they have someone sign it by people who that take to the street already, people, civil rights, watchdog, all sorts of people who would have come out and say all sorts of things, who would have protest
St.
and
Jude
all
and
them
they would
kind
have
of
been
thing.
kicking up.
Right? You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, to the caller respectively, I don't want to bash callers.
No, don't do that.
Let us. This is not about NNP or NDC. This is about. Well, I doesn't really bash callers. This is about Grenada. The road we are heading in, because you can't come and tell me you number one. You the head of. You the leader of this country after the Governor General. This thing must have go through Parliament cabinet. And what I do understand about that bill, this was here since in July of this year, Since in July, so you have ample time to read this thing, go through this thing, analyze this thing, and even other Caribbean countries, places like Barbados, Jamaica, people, they're thinking this thing, they're bringing it out to the people. Let the people have a voice before they sign it. They don't want to go and just sign thing behind the people's back. It's the people who elected them. This is a democratic society. You don't do what you want. You're not Trump, or you're not in North Korea, or you're not Hamas. You're just doing things, or you're in Iran, them kind of place. I go do things regardless of what. I don't care what people say. I do things my way. You have to do things the people's way, and you have to take it to the people, consult to the people, check it out to the people, go around, sensitize the people who agree, who disagree, give the views of this thing. You don't just go and just, you come in and you're petty in your brain, and you try to give us, okay, we wouldn't give this, and we want to do that, and then behind we back secretly, you're signing anything.
Yeah, they deceive the public.
That's technology. You understand?
Yeah.
But I will live with this.
Yes.
I will live with this statement.
Yes.
Satan shall come in the form of angel of light. And if it is very possible, they will deceive the very elect. Mr. Pierre, have a blessed day.
Yes, I think the government has more and more showing the public. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
ma'am.
Pierre, where are the prayer warriors and them during the...
The prayer warriors must be praying,
What are they praying for?
When you remember, caller, we had a free, fair election,
Yes.
And they prayed for the government.
Yes.
They knew the government was political neophytes.
Yes.
They knew they was led by the Prince of Hate. They prayed for them to win.
Well, what I want them to do right now, Mr. Pierre, is to pray for the lying Prime Minister, the flying Prime Minister, the Prime Minister what say he don't know, and oh my God.
Yeah, I think right now they should pray for the Prime Minister.
For
the Prime Minister needs some prayers. He's telling too much lies.
What? Grenadians, we can't.
And now we want to know if he rent a plane. Based upon the information
they're not paying
we're getting.
attention to what's taking place in this Grenada today.
Yeah.
Grenada going down.
Yeah, the prayer warriors have to pray for the prime minister.
All the ministers and them sit down like what? Crab in barrel, bouncing down one another.
Yeah.
What? It's time, and it's over time. It's time, and it's over time.
Well, that's what we're doing, when we speak.
To get up and take a stand.
Yeah, we're doing that.
That man what know everything about the government.
Caller, that is what we're doing when you call on the radio. That is what you're doing, because the government is paying attention to some of the callers, and they want to see.
He should be flying.
Yeah.
He should be flying with the prime minister.
Yeah.
He should be a foreign minister too.
Thank you.
Oh God, God have mercy on Grenada.
Thank you. Yeah, when we speak on radio and people express their concern, that too is you're showing the government you disagree, and you're asking questions. That is important. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost the caller. So yes, coming back to the medical situation in our country. Welcome, caller.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. The Archbishop in Trinidad condemned the action, They did not sign. Many people did not sign because they took time out and read the document and know what is right for their country. And they did not accept. So why couldn't ours do likewise?
Well, our prime minister did not read the document.
Yes, because he's too busy flying. And
flying.
then you come and tell a lie and say that you have to look at it and whatnot. And the foreign affairs minister said they wouldn't give up our sovereignty when it's already done.
Yeah, the prime minister authorized the ambassador to sign.
But he cannot do that without any authorization.
Well, you remember he said he could use power. So you don't bother with the views of the foreign minister.
This nincompoop, every time he open his mouth and talk and trying to defend the prime minister, he doesn't know nothing about he read documents. He could read it. You could see talking to somebody that even cannot read.
Well, the prime minister said he did not read the document.
The prime minister himself said he did not read that.
And the document is in Grenada is available since July.
So somebody blindfold him?
Yeah, well, the prime minister signed. No, we have to be concerned, because the prime minister, it means.
And is it benefit for the same nincompoop?
No. It's not fair. It's not caller. It's not fair. People expressing their views and opinion. We have to be tolerant. We have to be tolerant to one another. It's not necessary to attack individuals who express their views. You can't continue that route. This is not the answer for Grenada. We have to have healthy discussion on issues.
I understand you, but that is stupidity, real stupidity to the highest point.
Yeah. Okay. You see, we must have healthy discussion on issues. We have to prepare to sit down and discuss it. If the prime minister of a country states that he authorized the signing of the document 400 plus pages without reading it, the Minister of Foreign Affairs would have read the document and expressed his concern. But the Prime Minister ignored him. And he authorized the ambassador to sign the document. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, man.
Jump up and saying that you don't need to change the constitution to have that agreement be fulfilled. The guy has no clue what he's talking about. So what the lady is saying is basically right and correct. So in a case of, that's not our opinion, Mr. Pierre. This is a lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, and just frontish pompousness of this guy. You're bound to change the constitution to fulfill that agreement. Bound to.
But the Prime Minister
already had it in the constitution. You get the point I'm making.
Okay.
In our case, we have to change the constitution.
Right.
So it's not, you can't just go ahead, because the whole issue of same-sex marriage and so on has to be fulfilled, has to be adhered to. We don't have that in our constitution.
And the NDC against
you can get that done here. So this guy have no clue what he's talking about. So when the lady say the guy is an nincompoop, or she say something like that,
Yeah,
the guy is
we
an
don't want to
nincompoop. That's a fact.
Caller, we don't want to.
That's not our opinion.
Caller, we don't want to encourage people to go after people who express
I understand
their
that, but the
views.
guy,
Because you could give
I say no. That's not our.
explanation. You could come up with a suggestion without attacking somebody who expresses their views, and that is very important in our society today. You see? Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Go right ahead.
Yes, it is only Almighty God to convince me that this Prime Minister didn't read this document. Right? Now, I think I understand his strategy. Sign the document, give the orders to sign the document, lie and say, look, I didn't sign it, I didn't read it. Then, the document already signed, so you put a strategy in place that by the next election, the changing of the constitution go on the ballot, and within the time you twist the minds of sufficient young people the same way they trick them during the election. So you trick them and you get them to vote for the change of the constitution, right? This man, I mean, why should anybody believe anything he says? Anything, if he tell you go right, make sure you go left. And if he tell you go up, go down. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, caller, welcome. I think in the medical station in St. Patrick's, we could start there as a model. We need a medical doctor 24/7. You need a dentist 5 days for the week minimum. You need a psychologist 5 days for the week. You need to have this staff to improve the service that we have. The St. Patrick's Clinic. And why you start with the St. Patrick's? It is right up to the knot. We need to improve primary health care. We need to improve the service that we provide. So government need to have a medical doctor there 24/7. That means you have to have two. To achieve that feat, you have to have about 3 doctors assigned there that they could operate from there. Once you have these services with greater regularity in the clinic, people are going to use the service. And you could able to improve the health in St. Patrick's, and you're better able to educate the people. People have access to the dentist. You want to see the dentist counseling them. They can spend more time. You will see people improving the dental care. You will see more people taking advantage of the service and providing vaccination for the children. People who are mentally challenged, they're going to go to the doctor with greater regularity, and the doctor could provide advice for them. So that's what we need. And the government have to understand it's not a new facility you need. What you need to do is to provide better service for our people. If we do that, we would greatly improve the health system, and we would the St. George's, the Princess Alice Hospital, and the hospital in St. George's would be less stressful. And they can concentrate on major medical facilities and operation, etc. So I think we have to continue to speak to change the government trajectory. And we're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another opportunity on Target.